All right, let's get straight to it. This is a critical intelligence brief for NATO planners. We are 5 days in to what's being called Operation Epic Fury, and we need to talk urgently about Iran's attrition playbook.
So let's cut to the chase. The single most important question facing the coalition at this moment is this. After 5 days of intense combat, are we losing a war of attrition?
This right here, this visualizes the entire problem. On one side, you have a Shahed drone that costs about $30,000. On the other, the $4 million Patriot interceptor we're using to shoot it down. This absolutely staggering cost-exchange ratio isn't just a tactical problem. It's the central pillar of Iran's entire strategy.
And that brings us right to our first section, an unsustainable cost exchange. We've got to fully understand the punishing economics of modern air defense, because, to be blunt, the math is working against us right now.
So you might be asking, how is Iran exploiting this economic imbalance so effectively? Well, the answer isn't really about the weapon, it's about their doctrine. We need to look at how their command structure survived what should have been a decisive knockout blow.
The timeline here is it's absolutely critical. Our opening salvo was textbook. It took out the supreme leader and about 40 senior officials. Now, by any conventional military logic, that should have paralyzed their command and control. It didn't. Retaliation began in just 9 hours.
The reason for that incredible resilience is a doctrine they've spent 2 decades perfecting. It's called decentralized mosaic defense. What this did was restructure the IRGC into 31 semi-autonomous commands, broken down by province. And here's the crucial part. They all operate on pre-assigned mission orders. They don't need to wait for a phone call from Tehran to open fire.
And this is exactly how it's designed to work. Step 1, a decapitation strike hits the capital. Step 2, those 31 provincial commands just switch on. They activate their standing orders. And then Step 3, a massive coordinated retaliation kicks off across multiple theaters, basically on autopilot. The entire system was built to function even after its leadership was gone.
And look, this isn't just our assessment. Iran's own foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, basically telegraphed the whole strategy on March 1st with this quote. Of course, it's part propaganda. But the speed and the sheer breadth of the response, well, that proves there's a very real operational plan behind the tough talk.
Okay, so let's move from the high-level doctrine down to the tactical level. This brings us to the Shahed attrition engine, the specific weapon that's driving this whole interceptor crisis.
And it all comes back to this one number, $30,000. That's what a Shahed 136 drone costs. It's a simple GPS-guided kamikaze drone you can literally launch from the back of a truck. And it's proving to be brutally effective at its one primary job, forcing us to spend millions to destroy it.
The scale of this attack is it's staggering. Take a look at these interception numbers from just the first 5 days. The UAE alone has had to shoot down over 800 drones. Kuwait, almost 400. This is a saturation attack, plain and simple. It's designed to overwhelm defenses through sheer volume and completely exhaust our interceptor stockpiles.
Now, despite the incredible work our air defenders are doing, with these numbers, some will always get through. And the consequences are real. This is just a partial list of confirmed penetrations. They've hit a critical radar at 5th Fleet headquarters, civilian targets, and, most significantly, a tactical operations center in Kuwait. That hit resulted in 6 U.S. casualties.
This raises a tough question. Why were we so vulnerable to this? Well, analysts are pointing to a critical institutional failure. We all saw the low-cost counter-drone solutions that worked so well in Ukraine, but they weren't replicated at scale by U.S. or Gulf forces in the region. We are now paying the price for that gap.
Okay, so all of this, it all leads to the final and most decisive part of this conflict, the race against depletion. Now we're going to quantify the strategic challenge that's staring us in the face.
This slide, right here, distills the entire war down to its absolute essence. It is a brutal, mathematical race. Our mission is to destroy Iran's launchers faster than they can fire them. Iran's mission is to burn through our interceptors faster than we can replace them. The side that wins its race wins the war. It's that simple.
And the production math? Well, it's stark. According to the Secretary of State, Iran is estimated to produce over 100 missiles a month. In contrast, we can produce maybe 6 or 7 of the high-end interceptors needed to stop them. You simply cannot win a sustained defensive war with that kind of production mismatch.
And let's be perfectly clear, this is not a future problem. The interceptor crisis is here, right now. We have at least one Gulf ally already reporting that they're running low on munitions.
This lines up perfectly with pre-war analysis that warned this exact thing would happen within days. It confirms CENTCOM's worst fears of a potential Winchester scenario, which is code for running completely out of ammo.
But there is a clear path forward. One piece of data points the way. After the destruction of 300 Iranian missile launchers, missile fire aimed at Israel dropped by 70%. That right there, that is the single most important metric of this war. It's direct evidence that the Allied offensive is working. It shows that we can win the race to destroy their ability to fire.
So this is the situation. The entire conflict boils down to this single strategic question. Can our offensive campaign against their launchers win the race against their drones, depleting our defenses? The actions taken in the next 48 to 72 hours will provide the answer.